Hey everyone, this is Ezekiel to cover IT235, the final project, virtual machine creation, and I will be following the structures that I have right here based on this rubric. So based on the rubric, I need to show the virtual machine, the AD Active Directory in the main, the objects, the accounts, the folders permissions, and also the GPOs. Okay, so let's start by covering the first point, which is the virtual machine. So I used the Windows Server 2025 edition as is requested, and also I'm already logged in. Uh, it doesn't work as quick as I would want to, but that's why I already have it here open. So I have the domain name as senseiSuccess.corp, and then I'm following the same tree as I proposed in the solution for the assignment last week, which is an ensign success. Then we have student success center, and we have the users, the computers group and groups, and then we have managers and advisors. So let's show you the objects that we have right here. This is the same structure. Now, in the groups, you're going to see that we have the same groups as in the proposal for the advising that contains the manager and the advisors. And then we have the advisors only that I will show their accounts in a minute. And then I have the manager group. Okay, so if we go to the manager, you're going to see that we have Master Yoda as the central manager. And then for advisors, we have other five courageous Jedi such as Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Plo Koon, Shakti, and Stas Ali. Those are going to be my five advisors. Additionally, I propose to have here one backup in the main administrator account, although it's not required for the assignment. I did create one, which is Luke Skywalker, as the backup the main account. So yeah, I followed what I said in my documentation. So now we need to show. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, now to show the shared folder, I have here the Student Success Center folder that if I open, I'm going to have here the folders and files. I will talk about the wallpaper later. This is for the GPO. Admin reports, here is the final admin report. And if I right click, go over to properties, go over to security, you're going to see that SSC manager is the one with the access to do changes. For modify, read, write, and modify. Those are, oops, it seems that it didn't save as I wanted to. Okay, there we go. Read, write, and modify. Those are the key accesses that I gave. I will explain also later why it says Master Yoda here. For advising documents, everyone should have access to it. Um, the manager also should be granted access to look into the folder. So if we go over to security, you're going to see the group that contains both the manager and the advisors, and they have indeed modify, read and write, which is same as the proposal. Okay, now to move along on this, on the rubric, let's do the GPOs. Now, to do so, to show that they were finally deployed, I'm going to do two things. First, I will show you the configuration. Where are you? There we are. Okay, so I have here the three GPOs that I created. I will explain this later at the end of the video. This is for the Student Success Desktop configuration that if we open this up, let's go over to Sorry. Policies, administrative templates. Let's go over to desktop, desktop again, desktop wallpaper. Here it's enabled. Let's open that up. And I put in the UNC path where the where this is allocated. At first it wasn't working, and then when I went in here, I realized that was because two things. One, we need to make sure that we have all the spaces properly determined. I had one more space here, and I didn't specify the extension file. So you need to make sure that shows us in the example. Okay, let's click OK. Now for Microsoft, let's open the following one. Let's do edit. Let's go over to policies again, administrative templates. In this case, we will do Microsoft Edge. So this took me a while to understand because what happened is that I didn't have the policies installed. So I had to do a little bit of research and download the proper policies and add them in so you can see them here. So if I go to startup in homepage, so I disable the set new tab as a homepage. I set up the homepage URL, which is ensign.edu information technology. I enable the configure new tab page URL. So I make sure that it opens the tab that I want. And also action take, which is open list of URLs. Before when I did only the configuration on the homepage URL, it worked partially, and I'll show in a minute what happened. Okay, so we have the configuration here for these two, and the last topic is the configuration for the password policy reinforcement. So let's take a look at that. Let's go over here to policies, Windows settings, security, account policies, password policy. Okay, so it's defined as it's supposed to. Minimum password length, 12 characters, and the password must meet complexity requirements. That is already enabled. Okay, so now we need to show that this is working as expected. So let me close this up. All right. Let's go over here. We'll do disconnect. Right. I will open again my RDP file. Let's do connect. But this time I'm going to log as the central manager, which is Master Yoda. So I'll click more options, use another account, put in the login, type in my password. Let's click yes. Okay, let's give it a minute to load. There we go. So as you can see, as soon as I logged in here, there is the wallpaper for with the NSA College logo as it's supposed to. And let's open up the homepage in Microsoft Edge. So long story short, what happened for the other policy and why it showed Master Yoda is because even though I showed the permissions were set, I was having an issue with sharing the folder across domains. So basically, that's why I had to create one other policy, but still, I'm having issues with it. I can get to the folder and I can make sure that each user does the changes that they need where they need to, but I cannot get it on a natively. Okay, so it shows information technology, and the issue that happened to me, why I had to set up the policy for it as I did, it was because here, no matter what I do, it will open a new tab and it will go directly the new tab as by default. Now every time that I open a new tab, it's going to have this. But let's say that I navigate to somewhere. I don't know. Let's say that I want to go to google.com. Or I don't know. Let's say that I want to go over to YouTube. Okay, so that's cool. I can go in, and the two options that I have here to go back to the homepage, it's either I can open a new tab, which is going to show as I show you um, the homepage that we established for NSA College, but also I have the button right here for the homepage that if I click on it, it will bring me to the URL of the beginning. Okay, this is for the new tab. Let's go back here. Let's click here on the house symbol. One other issue that I encountered is that if I ask the VM to do too many actions, it will get rebooted, shut down automatically. So I need to be mindful of the things that I'm doing while I'm working towards it. I'm sure that it's not supposed to be like the normal experience. I understand that this is lab, but I just want to point that out. Okay. I believe it died on me. Hopefully it didn't. Okay. So I clicked here and it brings me the URL that I established. When I establish the URL, I start automatically to direct to right here to this homepage. So basically, that's what happened. Okay, there we go. We have the two coolest folks that you're going to ever see standing next to a server. Okay, so we covered all the topics here for this, and as I mentioned before, I'm able to get to the folder where the work needs to be done, but I was just having a hard time trying to find a way that it can be easily reachable. If this loads, I can show you. But basically, what I tried to do is to have it shown on a network display, but it didn't work. So I had to create a policy to reinforce that so I could map the drive and I could have it and that didn't cut it. Okay, so the VM is starting to act funny. However, I can reach out to the folders from this account, but the idea will be at the end of the day that the user doesn't have to do the path that probably I will need to show. The user should have already his folder, their folders here in the network, ready to use. Yeah, so it's not showing. It only says TS client, and the TS client is empty. It doesn't have any folder of any kind. So if I want to reach out to the folder, and this is the behavior that I was trying to find a way, or to try to find sense of it, is that if I use the path that I did to set up this GPO, I will easily reach out to it, and then here I will see the server and the domain, which is what I expected to happen from the beginning, but just it didn't when I did the sharing. Okay, now Windows now, users, administrator, desktop, student success center. Let's pull this up. Let's do properties, sharing. Let's copy this network path. And the reason why it says Master Yoda in every single folder is because I tried first to give it permissions to this domain account, because I thought that the issue will be there, but to my surprise, it didn't do anything. So now it shows here. So this is what it should not happen. You should already have the folder here. So if you have any questions, I know that this probably will affect negatively to the points, but we are here to learn. So if there is an advice that I could use so I can solve this puzzle, that will be amazing. Okay, so that will be for this video. Thank you so much. Sorry that it's too long. Hope you have a wonderful day, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.